What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Mike Fury, and I make informative videos just like this one. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And welcome to my beginner's tips, or my ultimate beginner's guide. These are gonna be part of the list videos. Again, I was gonna make a bunch of list videos, and they're possibly gonna be as simple as this to more advanced stuff, to even stuff about survival mode. Possibly, I still debating on that, but also even modding as well. I've never modded Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, crazy fact. There's a reason why I'm playing still in vanilla. That thing scares me. Modding scares me. But today, we're gonna do beginner's tips. There's approximately about 10 of them, even though I do cheat a little bit. So let's get right into it. These is what I call the don't forgets, or the always remember. Always remember to save a lot. Always remember to fast travel whenever you can. Hey, I love traveling in the wasteland. You don't have to do all of that. You could always just fast travel to locations. Do remember that. Always remember that you have a Pip-Boy light. Some people seem to forget. Sometimes the game could get dark, and if you really need to, just change the lighting in the game as well. Like, if you really have to, this is supposed to be made for fun. It's not made for you to have to, like, what's going on? Like, fam, just turn on the Pip-Boy light. always remember to talk to everyone, absolutely everyone, because you never know when there's a side quest that might be activated. Always remember to loot Doc Mitchell's house at the beginning of the game, because it's just free stuff that he's never gonna use, and it's almost a tradition at this point. And finally, and this is probably the most important bit, you can't, and I repeat, you cannot please everyone. This game is built off of choice and consequence. There's no happy ending between the Legion, House, and Caesar. And NCR. There's no happy ending, so you must decide who you're gonna side with. But also at the same time, keep in mind, you don't need to side with any of them as well. And at the same time, also remember, you have more playthroughs. So if you want to, you could just make a master save file at a specific point in the game. That's what I did, and from there on, I could just play the game however I want, modify some of the endings, and just to see how all the endings pan out in its entirety. Number 9 would be, get the well-rested perk as much as possible. This is only obtainable when you sleep in a particular bed that you happen to own, or sometimes in specific locations where you like pay for a motel or a room or something along those lines. Like if you go straight to Vegas, I'll give you guys a quick example. If you go straight to Vegas and just ask for a room anywhere, you will get the well-rested buff for it. Oh, yeah, perfect example. Let's go to the Atomic Wrangler. I'm not mistaken, I've done the quest already in this master file, so I could just go up.
That is one-eyed robot.
And I believe this is my room. Yep, and sleep in my bed. So if I sleep in my bed, let's say approximately 6 hours. If I'm not mistaken, it might be 6 hours that activates it. I'll get saving. Yep, of course. And you're now well rested. And well rested, what essentially it does, it gives you a buff of 10 XP. Now, if you start the game with the skills that I told you to get, which one of them being skilled, which gives you 5 points, but gives you 5% less, or I'm sorry, 10% less in XP, which, for example, it would just be, you get 9 XP every time you kill an enemy, that would give you 10. It's really, it's not the end of the world. The reason being is because there's so many enemies and so many quests in the game that you'll never ever need that to begin with. So that extra 5+ on those skills is actually it's a good thing, right? This just upsets that. At number 8, always use VATS to scout ahead. It's actually pretty simple. When you're walking around, if you don't have Eddie, Eddie's gonna give you this huge wide range. Look how far he can tell that there's somebody here. But if you don't have Eddie, then you're gonna wanna just constantly, every time you move a few feet, and this is with me with like a character with a pretty high perception as well. And he'll eventually be able to catch enemies that you might not be able to actually personally like see. So always use VATS. Such a simple tip. Always hotkey your favorite items. Or if not your favorite items, the items that you are trying out, testing out. For example, I will forever, because I got it, I will never take out Grease Lightning. Grease Lightning is my favorite. I always have Grease Lightning. So I have them marked to the D-pad on my controller along with knowing which ammo types you have, which is on up. So always make sure that you're managing them. Now, if you do things that will strip you away, like when you come out of dead money, since they literally take everything away, you're gonna have to redo them. So don't forget to redo them, because then you get into a fight and you're unprepared. Keep that in mind. If the casino strips everything away and gives it back, then you have to re-put them in every single time that you go into a location that strips all of your belongings away or all of the big stuff away. You're gonna have to reestablish the hotkeys. So keep in mind of the hotkeys, or pay attention to your hotkeys, and that way you won't be caught by surprise. Be mindful of what you're wearing in specific locations. If you wear NCR garments in Cottonwood Cove, they're gonna attack you because they believe you to be NCR. If you wear the opposite, Legion in NCR territory, they're gonna attack you. If you try to wear anything around the Brotherhood of Steel, which are enemies to almost everybody, they are gonna attack you. Be mindful of what you're wearing and what disguise you're wearing at the time, unless you're doing like one of like these Nuzlocke builds or anything like that, where you like trying to be a ninja and everything like that. Then by all means, still be mindful, because they're gonna attack you if they notice you. But yeah, keep that in mind. Always carry, at least early on in the game, again, these are the beginner's tips, carry different armors for different buffs, because you never know when you're gonna need an extra little bit of strength. You never know when you're gonna need a little bit more charisma to get a speech check. You never know, unless if you know when you stop worrying about that type of stuff, when you're like my character, just 100 across the board. I literally got only 6 points missing from anything, and I think I can find a survival book and a sneak book to outset that, if I don't have one currently right now as we speak. But yeah, early on, carry the Joshua Graham's. Of course, have your armor, have your cool armor, but also keep in mind you might need something like not the poison resistance one. You might need something that will protect you from radiation, something that might protect you from that might give you a little bit of speech, a little bit of barter. There's a bunch of little different mercenary garbs and different like things like that that'll give you different little buffs. Now, the leather ones are cool, the combat armors are cool, but keep that in mind. You will need some buffs at certain points in the game, and you'll be happy that you had them. Oh, this is another really good one, along with items. Manage your inventory properly. There is stuff here that you really don't need, especially miscellaneous. Sometimes we'll pick up the random junk that we find by mistake, and we really don't need them, and it's just there to take up space. Let me see if I've picked up something by mistake. Let me see. No, the canteen we do want. We do want the canteen. Scriptures, I can't really get rid of them. They're just in there. But we would be... yeah, there's nothing here, so I've obviously micromanaged. But some of these items I really don't need. Like you can eat the omelet, the wasteland omelet. Like certain things just don't need to be there. Thick red paste if you want health. Like manage that. If you have dirty water and like you're losing health, don't use all your stim packs. Just drink the water. Like manage your inventory space. Number 3 is going to be living off of the land. What do I mean by living off of the land? Number 1, you're gonna have to memorize the different fruits that are on the land, because you don't want to use your stim packs. Leave the stim packs for the battles when you need them, when you need that instant health. Other than that, post fights, in the middle between fights, food. And there's enough Radix away for you to eat sugar bombs, for you to do all of that. But the land is free. You don't have to work too hard to get them. So for example, barrel cactus, I stay away from, but you can definitely find other things like banana yucca. Banana yucca is real easy to find. They sort of kind of look like this, but not right here. Another one, we will talk about meat in a quick second. Here's another one, the honey mesquite pods. They only give you one though, not too much, but those are pretty good too. They you can find those readily available. Banana yucca is usually one of the best ones, and so is the jalapenos that you can find. Let me see if I can show you guys a jalapeno tree, because there doesn't seem to be a jalapeno tree here. Oh, a lot of honey mesquite pods. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, there. Oh, there's more. Prickly pears. Let me go ahead and show you guys off. So I can show you guys a jalapeno, because I have jalapenos, but for example, jalapenos, every time you get one, it's 2. Look at the weight. It's actually pretty good in terms of like how many you can actually carry. And then prickly pears. Prickly pear fruits is also another really good one. 10 seconds plus 2. That's essentially 20 seconds of health. Literally, and you get 2 of them every single time you pick them up. So that's literally 40 health right there. You can just eat them and get full real fast, especially early on in the game, or if you're playing survival mode. Those are going to be essential for... oh, that's... oh, I actually hit it. Absolutely obnoxious. But yes, that is living off the land. This is another one though. The best thing you could possibly eat in the Mojave is bighorners. Yes, they're cute. Yes, they're nice. Yes, they're cuddly. They're the best things you could possibly eat. Because they're, when you cook their meat in little campfires, it goes from, for example, +2 and +2 to health, to HP for 15 seconds. It jumps all the way from there to bighorner steak. Only gives you 1 rad, but gives you +2 in strength, and it gives you plus. Oh no, this is this the cooked one or is this the non-cooked one? No, this is it's the steak one. Yep, this is meat. Yep. And gives you +5 for 10 seconds, which is 50 HP in comparison to 2 + 15 seconds, which would be 30. So it's a no-brainer, and they give you multiple. It's not just one. Look, you kill a bull, you get a bull. It's 4. It's 4. They're the best things you can possibly eat. Geckos are up there too. You can kill some geckos. There's other things that you can eat off of the land, but bighorners, they're gonna be your bread and butter. This next one at number 2 is gonna be a 2-4. So always check what you can craft, because some of the pretty good items in the game are only going to be craftable. Keep that in mind. And always check mailboxes. You never know when. Again, a lot of the things that happen in the game are situational. So there's going to be dialogue options, or like certain situations that you might want to buff, and you don't have a magazine to use them. Like, come on, like, it's not that hard. So just every time, check mailboxes. Obviously, I've checked this mailbox. Check mailboxes. Check little... For example, when we go to Prim, there's a bunch of mailboxes that you guys could check there. And then check the campfire, because you never know when you might need to create... might make a Brahmin steak. You might make a... These are all clone stuff. This is stuff after you do bed money. When you get, there's different, I forgot, there's different recipes that you can find. I completely forgot that. There's different recipes. So for example, once you off cook, you can get his stew, which is then 1 minute of +2 in strength and +5 in health. That's major, and especially in survival mode. Major. So, also, there's some certain armors and stuff that you can get, but you need a like tan leather, tan fire gecko hide, and a bunch of other stuff. Homebrewed sunset sarsaparilla. I didn't even know you could homebrew this thing. But anyways, yes, definitely make sure that you guys check mailboxes, and make sure you guys check the campfire as much as possible. That's number 2. And your final tip for Fallout New Vegas for the beginner's guide is fairly simple. Almost everything in Fallout New Vegas works on a 3-day cycle. So, for example, I'm heading straight because I believe that there is a... No, I had already offed them. There's certain locations that will not respawn within 3 days. There's certain locations that will respawn in 3 days. There's certain enemies that will respawn every 3 days. There are certain vendors that reset every 3 days. So almost everything works on a 3-day cycle. So if you visit a location, had enemies, and come back within 3 days, guess what? Enemies are back. That a lot of New Vegas works on that. There's very few locations that don't work off of that principle. So for example, Big Black Mountain sometimes works off of that principle. So at the early, when you're going up to Black Mountain, there's some super mutants will respawn. But once you get to Black Mountain, Tabitha's not coming back. None of those characters, like nothing that has to do with the core of Black Mountain will come back. They'll always be docile towards you, and you won't have any issues on that front if you ended it properly. But sometimes they will respawn and try to fight you as well. So I know that there's Deathclaws around this corner because, like I said, even though I offed them a while ago, there's 3 of them. I know that they're here. So whenever you're looking for a particular set of armor, maybe some ammo, maybe you want more stim packs. It could be anything you want. Anything you want. I'm over here, fam. Like, oh, there's more. But yeah, everything works at a 3-day cycle. Once you destroy everything, if I waited here 24 hours 3 times and came and like left and came back, they would be back. Same thing with vendors, same thing with sometimes with people. In-world time is a real thing that affects the world slightly, but it is. Now, areas like Black Mountain, areas like the Quarry, certain areas, they're never gonna respond. If you destroy the Van Graffs, they're never gonna respond. It doesn't matter what you do. Never going to respond. Oh, before I forget, plants also seem to work off of this same principle, but they seem to do it a lot faster than 3 days. They seem to respawn every like day and a half or something along those lines, right? But yes, definitely make sure to take advantage of the fact that it works off a 3-day cycle. Vendors get all of their inventory back or different inventory every 3 days. It's just a good thing. But anyways, you guys, that has been your beginner's tips for the ultimate guide for Fallout New Vegas. I hope you guys enjoyed them, found it helpful, found it informational. I will be releasing more of these, so keep it locked. They're coming. And thank you guys for making the series as popular as it has been, considering my channel size. So like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think. Share the video if anybody's playing Fallout New Vegas for the very first time and they need a little bit of help. And also, keep in mind, you could go above and beyond to support me. If you're gonna buy video games, Humble Bundle link. If you're gonna do anything on Amazon, use the Amazon link. Or if you're gonna just throw away $1 on a McChicken or something, you could also throw it at me. $1 a day keeps it a little way. I'm your host, Mike Fury. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike, off.